So this fence, I could replace it, but it's just not in the budget. And every time I look at it, I feel slightly attacked by my own backyard. It is so ugly. Here's what I built. Here's how chaotic it got. And this is why I will absolutely make impulsive decisions in my yard again. Budget friendly, beginner friendly because you only need one tool, no demoing the fence, maximum impact, let's go. Ugly fence is here to stay, but I had an idea. What if I just cover it with something beautiful? And actually, covering things up with plants is a real design strategy. And you're not gonna believe how well this worked. Here's the full situation. This ugly fence runs along the full side of the backyard. I tried repainting it, the ugliest paint color in the world. I also painted part of it white, just in the back. So it's like 2 yards, basically. It's split by a fence. And I'm trying to figure out something to do because I don't think painting it is the answer. I want to eventually replace it. And here's what I came up with. I refuse to let this ugly worn wood be the vibe. So my plan is pressure treated slat boards, like the little skinny ones. They're around like $2 and something. And I want to put them horizontally across the back of the fence and just cover up the ugly part. I think this plan is genius. Give me a clean modern surface, and it's something that I can hang stuff on, and the only tool that you need is a drill, and it's very budget friendly. So let's get into it. So the vision is an herb garden up top with hanging planters on these slats, and then raised beds below for a veggie garden. So not only are we gonna cover the ugly thing, and it'll be like a whole growing wall situation, and easy to water because it's like we could just hose the whole thing down. Quick detour, I had already built these raised beds over here in a different part of the yard. And as I stood in my backyard and I looked at where they were and I looked at the fence that I was about to transform, I realized they need to be over there. Was this ideal because I had already filled them with dirt? No. Did I move them anyway? Absolutely. Here's the thing about change my mind energy. Sometimes you just have to trust it, even though it doesn't make any sense. And even when you're on your 3rd wheelbarrow of dirt and your arms are getting out, and you're sort of second guessing it, okay? I promise this is worth it, stick with me. Here's how to build these. It's just 2x8 boards screwed together at the corners with these brackets. Nothing complicated. So you need 2x8 lumber and you need 2 boards per layer. So 33 inches on the short side, like 63 or something on the long side, screwing them together with these brackets in the corners, and you can make them as tall as you want by adding layers. I did just 1 layer at first and realized I wanted more space, so this year I added another one on top. Tips for these: number 1, you can have your wood cut down to size in store at Home Depot. If you don't have a sauce, you can just bring them home and screw them together. Number 2, do not get pressure treated lumber because that's going to leach chemicals into your vegetable garden, which is no fun. So these might need to be replaced over time, but they still should last a while. Number 3, if you use deck screws, that's going to also help the screws not rust and they will last longer. So as you need to replace these over time, you can still just use these same brackets, and once a board gets kind of worn down, swap it out. So they're super simple. All you need is a drill and a dream. Everything I used is linked in the description below. I'm not going to read you a list, just go grab it. And here's how the build actually went. First board is the most important one because you want to get this level because you're going to be working off of it for the entire wall. Very important. Take your time here. Everything stacks off of this. So I don't really like to measure. Here's what I did instead. I lined up one of the slat boards on the middle of the 4x4 fence post on one side, and then I marked the middle on the other side with a pencil, and I cut off any extra. These might perfectly fit your fence if you have 8-foot panels. If they're 6 foot, you might need to cut them down a little bit. What this is going to do is that we can keep going all along the fence, and the 2 slats are going to meet in the middle on the post. So once I cut one, I just use that one board to cut the rest. We're measuring with vibes. It's a lifestyle and it's way more fun than getting out the tape measure. Side note, these are my workforce leggings that I designed for my workwear line. They're amazing. They're my favorite things to do projects in because they have a pocket on each side, a secret pocket in the waistband. There's also like a tool loop on the side, which I use for gloves or a hammer, and a drawstring so that you can stuff your pockets full of heavy tools and they don't fall down. There's also loops on the back for your tool belt, which is fun. I will link them right here. They're pretty amazing because I I designed them myself. And if you want to match me, here's the link. They come in 3 colors. And the mulberry is probably my favorite, but these ones are the fern color. And they also come in black because I know that's classic and so many of you, that's your go-to. So grab them there. Let's keep going. Okay, now vertical spacing. So again, without measuring, I just used a cutoff piece from one of the boards that I chopped down and I turned it sideways and I used that as my spacer. So I just put it on top of the board I had just screwed in and then laid the next board that I was screwing in on top. That way we get even spacing every time, no measuring, because also a lot of this stuff is not even, not level at all. So it's easier to just like eyeball and measure with vibes. These little slat boards are pressure treated. That means they infuse chemicals into the wood to make it last longer. And because it's not going to directly touch any sort of things I'm growing or food or vegetables, I feel like we're fine. These are pressure treated. We don't have to stain, we don't have to seal, we just screw them up and we're done. If you want to stain them, you can. You just need to wait till it's fully dry. And then my favorite stain I will link in the description. It's from Bear and they have so many colors. I use chestnut for like all my outdoor projects. That's what we're doing here. Pressure treated on top, but not on bottom. For the most exciting part, probably of the whole project, these planters. There was 5, 10, maybe 10 or 15. 10? Wow. Who knows? There's a lot that come in the pack for like 20 bucks. And they come with these hangers. They come in multiple colors. You get this large size, and the smaller size. Yes, this was my genius plan to have a rearrangeable herb garden with pots that you can actually remove, take inside when you're cooking, put on your table as a cute little centerpiece, and then put them back as needed. So you're not planting in big, heavy pots that are stuck there. The only thing about these is once I put them up, I decided they were a little boring and they needed some extra personality. These painted Southwestern square tiles. They're like 2" by 2", kind of a Southwestern Mexican inspired vibe. And I just added some construction adhesive to the back and glued them on the front, just one in the middle. Stuff is totally optional, but I feel like it's fun. I feel like it added a little bit of texture, a little bit of personality. You could go all in with this and do more. I think just one in the middle is cute. It's enough to add some interest and it was pretty affordable. And now I have all these leftover tiles that we need to think of something to do with. So drop your ideas for that below. Now I need you to remember what this looked like before. And now, a fence I couldn't afford to replace became a growing wall. Now I have herbs right outside my back door, and the beds are exactly where they should be. I learned after moving them across the whole yard the hard way. This whole project was under $350, and if you just want to do the slat wall with the planters, that's around $160. So it's affordable and totally doable in just one weekend. So we learned, if you have a fence you hate, you should cover it. Slats, plants, both. Seriously, it works and it's one of the most satisfying builds I've done out here. Everything is linked in the description, and if you build one, I want to see it. So tag me or drop it in the comments. And subscribe if you're new, because I'm always out here making impulsive yard decisions and it keeps working out, so you don't want to miss it.